This is the 3 p.m. Takeover, Radio Northern Beach's only drive-home show.
Keep it right here for a whole hour of fresh hits and entertainment for your Wednesday afternoon.
Here we go.
This is Timber by Pitbull.
This is the 3 p.m. Takeover. Welcome to another Wednesday afternoon with Pitbull. So it's just instantly a better Wednesday afternoon than any Wednesday afternoon you've had before. Let's be honest.
It's true. Well, last week we had a bit of a quiet show, so I thought that...
Party week?
Yeah, party week. Let's be honest, party week.
I'm okay with that. I'm in a party mood. I'm good with that.
So am I.
Yeah.
Party time is fun. Gets me awake. Wednesday is the day that I kind of start to fade. Yeah.
So we figured we'd pump you guys up with a bit of some tunes, bit of Pitbull.
Talking about pumping things up, I got to pump myself up because you know what? I was listening to us on the radio last week and I realized how bad I sounded when we were talking about you being neat about things and me being messy. I sounded like the biggest slob. It was so awful.
I don't think you did. Maybe because I know you. I don't think you're that big a slob.
I'm not at all. But it just sounded so bad. Because every time I brought up something that I did, you were like, oh no, I don't do that. And you had like a neat alternative. And I was like, oh no. And so I'm back to... I guess redeem myself a little bit and put it out there that I'm really not a slob. I'm not as neat as Victoria, but
few people are. It's okay.
But I'm pretty neat. I'm not bad.
No, you are very, very... I've been over to a place several times and it's always very neat.
Good. I like to think so.
Yeah.
And I think that even though I don't always fold my clothes or different things like that, I'm neat in lots of ways. Do you know what I am neat in?
What?
I always come to everything with everything I need. You know how there's those people that just perpetually show up like not with the right stuff? I'm not one of those people.
That's good. That's the good kind of neat and prepared you want to be.
That's true. And I'm also never late when something's important.
That's good. I'm often late. You know where I am messy? In the kitchen. I'll use like 15 more pots and pans than is necessary for a recipe.
Oh, now see, I'm a really, really neat cook.
Oh, I'm
a neat
awful.
baker.
Stuff goes everywhere. It's not pretty. It's not pretty.
No, I'm neat like that.
Aprons were invented for people like me, but yet I don't actually wear one because I'm like, because I always get to the kitchen, I'm like, I don't need an apron. And then halfway through, I'm like, I really should have put the apron on.
I don't think I've worn an apron for years, like since I was a child.
I used to wear it when I was a kid. I used to do it if I got home from school and I was still in my school uniform. And for some reason, I don't know why I didn't get changed, but like I'd want to cook something.
Straight home and bake.
Well, I guess if I was getting home, maybe I'd be like, I'm going to make some brownies and then I'll do my homework. And then by the time I do my homework, the brownies will be ready. It'll be like a reward.
Yeah.
And so I just wouldn't because I'd get home and I just wouldn't get changed because I'm really lazy in that sense, is that I will stay in the same outfit the whole day. But and so I used to put an apron so I wouldn't get I wouldn't get brownie batter all over my uniform. Because that's not fun to get out of a white shirt. Let me tell you from experience, it is not fun to get out of a white shirt.
Actually, you know what? That reminds me. We came home from school one day. Gosh, this is a long time ago. And we did some baking.
5 years, everyone.
Yeah, so we took off some of our uniform. And I remember I took off my school tie and then I lost it. Do you remember? And it was really bad because you had to go to school wearing it and I ended up borrowing your brother's until I found mine. And it turns out I had picked it up and taken it home, but my dad has a tie that is very similar in style to my school tie and he'd gone and put it like in his washing basket. And I found it like 2 weeks later.
I do remember this debacle because you were stressed about it and my brother was like already out of school. He's like, I don't care. But you were like, I don't have a tie.
Well, because we had to wear it every day. And I was like, I can't go without it. Like I would look so stupid. But I remember that well. But aside from small things like that, yes, aside from small things like that, I'm very neat. I would like to put it out there that I have the neatest desk at work.
Nice. See, I've got a messy
Super
desk at work.
Neat. No, mine's right up there.
Normally my desk is pretty neat. As soon as a big project comes along, my brain just goes, reprioritize. Desk neatness is not a priority, which it should be because then I can never find that one piece of paper I wrote down that one thing on for the presentation that I'm working on.
Oh,
it's very frustrating. Yep.
And you're the best thing at all. This sounds stupid, but I'm going to put it out there anyway. My mind is neat. I'm very much like,
oh my gosh,
I'm going to do this and then I'm going to do that and then I'm going to do this. Like I have an organized mind. So that's the main thing, right? Like as long as you're organized in your head, it's what's on the inside that counts. Okay.
Look, I hope I love you, but I think my listeners and I say my listeners because I think the people who agree with me, just with a collective eye roll, your listeners are like, yeah, neat mind. Myself and half of our listeners that agree with me are just collective eye roll. What do you need a neat mind?
But it's true though. You know when you speak to people And they're like, oh, there's so much going on in my head, or like I'm this or that. Like
maybe this is me. I always
my
have
mind is very controlled.
I would have
I don't care what you all
lots
think.
of layers of dialogue. Lots of people being like, don't forget to do this, don't forget to do that.
No,
you have those?
No.
Neat little post-its all over the wall of Hope's brain.
Oh, gosh. Anyway, keep listening. We've got some really cool things coming up this afternoon, especially our suburb focus at the end is going to be epic, so you do not want to miss that. Don't go away. You're listening to The Takeover. The 3 p.m. Takeover, you're listening to Red and Northern Beaches 88.7 and 90.3. That was Flowrider, GDFR, and... we're going to talk about something a little bit crazy now because something so scary happened to me this morning.
What happened to you?
Happened to me. So I opened my Facebook this morning to find someone tagged me in one of those things about scary clowns, and my suburb is on the hit list for like the next week or so.
Oh, no.
And I am so scared because...
wait, what do you mean the next hit list? Like, are the clowns, like, are they actually organised? I thought they were random.
No, they're organised. So there's a group, there's like those crazy clowns that are happening. Yeah, in Sydney right now, they have like a big Facebook group and whatever, and they say the suburbs that they're coming to, like in the next couple of weeks. And they've set a couple of suburbs around where I live, but actually my suburb was on the list for the next fortnight, and I'm seriously concerned because I hate clowns. This creepy clown trend.
Can't the police just go and arrest all of them then if they know where they're going to be?
Well, they have been. This is the thing.
Good.
So the creepy clown trend started like as a bit of a joke in the US and the UK. It's come here now, but it's actually got quite serious. Somebody in Sweden was killed a couple of days ago.
Wait, killed?
Yeah, they're walking around with axes and they're breaking into shops and they're like breaking into houses.
I heard they were breaking into shops and houses, but I thought they were just like trying to rob them and loot them.
No, a clown killed somebody in Sweden only this week.
That's an awful way to go.
Yeah. So I was reading a little bit about it, if you want to know. And it says the clown appearances across the country have ranged from individuals in clown outfits bearing axes and terrorising members of the public to simply wearing a clown mask, like on a bus or something. And
if I got on a bus and I saw a guy with a clown mask, I would either sit the furthest end from them or just like catch the next bus and be late for work. Like, really?
Well, police have said that it counts as intimidating and antisocial behaviour. So a lot of them have actually started getting arrested. But it's really, really creepy. Like, it's really big in Sydney and Melbourne at the moment. Clowns just showing up at night and just, even if they're not violent, just wandering around, like being a creep.
Do you want to know what my initial theory about this whole thing was before people started getting actually hurt and killed?
Yeah.
I thought it was a very weird guerrilla marketing scheme for the, remember that old clown horror movie, It?
Yeah.
Well, they've remade it and it's coming out this year or next year.
Oh, God, I'm not going to see that.
I thought it was like a weird,
promotion
clever, subtle marketing ploy until people started actually getting hurt. But maybe it actually started that way and random people have taken it out of hand.
I don't know.
And now the company's just not going to claim it.
Either way, I think it's so weird and so creepy.
Because I wonder if it'll actually boost up if more people will go see the movie because of like this real life happening.
Well, I think so. I'm very much like, I'll be scared at the time, but when it's over, I'll be like, oh, I'm not scared. You know, I'd go and see a film about it.
You say when it's over. What if it's never over?
Well, this is the thing. It's really common at the moment, right?
It's really awful. Like, there's been, I believe, across America, more than 60 clown sightings a day or something.
That's a lot.
That's insane. And it's like, and what's really sad is that people who are like clown entertainers, and that's their job professionally, feel really like threatened.
It gives them a negative vibe.
It does.
With this current thing going around at the moment, no one would be hiring a clown for their kid's birthday.
Yeah.
Which is not cool. But here, definitely, they only come out at night. So that's when you've got to watch for it.
Good. They're
only there in the dark. But
thank
my gosh.
It's like daylight savings. It's actually night before I get home, because in winter the sun like sets while I'm still at work. So thank goodness it's still light when everyone's going home.
It seems that they target quiet streets and like ovals and similar areas to that. I live right on a main road, so I'm hoping I don't see them when they attack this week.
I live on a quiet street.
Well, you're going to have to watch out and see if your suburb appears on the hit list.
Oh gosh.
So all of you on the beaches,
please be safe.
Look on Facebook and find out, because clowns may be headed your way, and you got to be safe because that's scary as.
And report any instances you see them. Don't just see
if
them
they're
and get freaked out. No, report all of them. Because the proper professional entertainment clowns have been alerting police when they're in costume and going to and from parties.
Yeah,
so police are aware of the real clowns and where they're going. So if you see one, do report it. Because someone could get hurt if that clown isn't reported and police don't talk to them or negotiate
or they
with them
could
or whatever.
just get like freaked out.
Yeah, and it's just not. It's just, I do not understand how people can just dress up as clowns and scare people. It's the most awful thing.
It's just so weird. Like, who has time? Do you know what reminds?
Who has time?
Well, do you know what it reminds me of? My aunt. So she lives in New Zealand. She was getting creeped out. I was visiting her earlier this year. There's one guy in their neighborhood who constantly dresses up as the Grim Reaper. And he walks around he just walks the streets randomly. And he does it at night and during the day. But he does it like all the time.
It'd be kind of funny during the day, but at night it would really, if you were like driving home late,
and he's everywhere. I was only staying there for like a week and I saw him like 4 times.
Oh my gosh.
Creepy, right?
But I guess if everyone knows who it is underneath the cape and stuff, then I guess it's kind of okay.
Oh, just don't dress up at night. My imagination is
Night is not okay. During the day is
overexcitable.
okay, but just stay safe, everyone. Please stay safe. Welcome back to the 3 p.m. Takeover. That was Turn Up the Love by Far East Movement. Again, a bit of a party song. We've got a vibe going and I'm liking it. It's good. But something much less party-esque that I hope you and I did last week was we went to the theatre.
I went to the theatre twice last week.
Did you go twice? Oh, you did too.
I was all over it. I was busy seeing so many things. I went
so
back
cultured.
I know. I went back and saw Aladdin again for a second time, which was good, but...
You said it's closing in 2 weeks. So, guys,
it's closing soon.
If you haven't seen it like I haven't and you want to see it like I do, we should probably get our acts together.
Yeah, you should go quickly. But what we also saw, which on a different spectrum, it's only running for, I think, 2.5 or 3 weeks, something.
Unfortunately, I wish it was just year round.
Really sadly, was the Sydney Theatre Company's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, which is running at the theatre at the Opera House. It closes... next weekend, I think, 28th
22nd?
or 22nd, that's right.
One of those.
It is amazing. If you don't like Shakespeare, you are still going to love it.
Oh, yeah. It was, like, I feel like there aren't words. It was everything I didn't know I wanted out of Shakespeare.
Yes, I know. It's good, Brian.
It was incredible. Like, I personally love going to theatre productions and musicals and seeing the production side of it, like the costumes and the sets and how they interpret that. I find that so interesting. But on top of that, the acting and everything was just like 10 out of 10 for that show.
Yeah,
I
totally.
loved it. I would go see it every single night if I could.
So would I. It was so good. Do you know what it is, though, about Shakespeare? Is, people go on, they're like, oh... He's so boring, he's so this, he's so that, the words are so complicated, I can't follow it, X, Y, Z.
But that's why you should watch it in a play, because they're literally acting it out what's happening rather than just reading it. They're showing you what the words are doing.
Yeah, and they're showing you the intent behind the words, because Shakespeare is anything but boring, and actually a lot of his work, it's a little bit raunchy. So when you put it out there on stage, like, damn. It's a good watch, and it's not always quite what you expect, but like
he's also a lot funnier than people think he is. There.
He is, right?
So Midsummer Night's Dream, if you're not aware of it, I don't know if I want to give a quick summary of the play. It's quite complicated to play. It deals with...
It is, but it isn't. It's sort of his most simple. Yeah.
Okay, so there's 2 couples, and they sort of in like a love quadrangle. They don't actually... Only 2 of them actually really love each other.
Yeah.
And they're trying to... 2 of them are trying to run away so they can get married, and they go through the forest, and Oberon and Titania, the king and queen of the fairies, are there as well. They're passing through and they kind of meddle with each other. Oberon and Titania are fighting, and so Oberon wants to basically mess with people, and his sidekick Puck is like just mischief itself, and he messes with the 2 couples coming through the forest, and it's very dark and kind of gritty, but also really funny and quirky and interesting and intense. I think intense is a good word for the play we saw. Yeah.
I think what's interesting about A Midsummer Night's Dream, and Shakespeare is so clever at doing this, is with A Midsummer Night's Dream you have 2 very distinct and very different main plots. And in addition to that, you also have a 3rd underlying subplot, which is of the players led by Bottom, who are doing their play.
Yeah.
And then very classic Shakespeare, you have the play within the play at the end, which is often used to reveal like secret information.
This one's more just to be funny, if anything.
Yeah, this one is very much to be fun, but it is supposed to be a mockery of the fairies, which works well considering the fairies have just kind of stuffed around with them a little bit. But it was clever. It was very Sydney Theatre Company, like minimalist stage, minimalist costume, very, very their style, I think.
Yeah, and they had little modern touches to it. So like at one point there's a joke where they pull out their iPhone and ask Siri a question, but it's still in the Shakespearean language, and it works so well. I really enjoyed that bit. The whole thing was so well put together, and the music and the lights, which sounds like a really lame thing to talk about, but there were certain points when the way they used the lighting, like they'd make the whole theatre pitch black and then bring lights up, and it was so effective, I thought.
I could have put it out there though. Slight spoiler alert. If you're epileptic, maybe not.
Yeah, good point. There's a few flashy bits.
Just a few. There's lots of sort of scary drumming and sort of scary lights. So just be prepared within yourself.
Yeah. I think you definitely have to go there with an open mind.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And if you're into Sydney Theatre Company generally, or you like their style of play, then this is something that you definitely can't miss. And I think that if you don't like Shakespeare, that is a problem, because everything ever has kind of developed from that. So
but this is a really good opportunity
to if you want a fun way to get into it, this is the way to do it.
Because this is probably it's still Shakespeare, but it's probably as far from Shakespeare as I've ever seen it being.
Yeah.
Like it is still very Shakespearean, but it's not with those big collars and in the fluffy or traditional dress. It is very stripped back.
Yeah. What's interesting
so
though?
Extrapolated. It's like they'll take a concept and extrapolate it rather than follow really strictly to the traditional idea of how a Shakespeare play should be presented.
What's interesting is I've seen a lot of Shakespeare on stage over the years, and often it is very stripped back. It's
really?
It's often not got the fancy costumes. It relies more on the words and on the interaction between the actors. It doesn't have anything that could distract you from what you want to go on. So often they are quite minimalist, and it works well. I think the times when you see them dressed up is when they're smaller productions. So big thing on the beaches is Shakespeare by the Sea. If you have not been to that and you live on the beaches, then shame on you. All through the summer in Mossman and down at Balmoral, it's been running for absolutely years, and it's a really, really great way to go and spend an evening. It's free. You can just sit on the lawn and watch it down by the rotunda on the beach, and you can make a donation. You should do. That's nice. Actors are poor, but they wear the really fancy costumes, and they're very, very traditional.
Oh, that's cool.
But then it's not traditional in the sense that you're watching it just on the grass by the beach. Like there's no stage, there's no anything like that.
Yeah, I like that. So we went and saw A Midsummer Night's Dream. Is that your favourite Shakespearean play? Because I know it's not mine, and so I was surprised by how much I actually liked this version of it, because I thought I was going to be like, oh yeah, I know the story. It's not my favourite story, but I was surprised at how much I loved it. I think it was the production of it more than the actual story itself.
The story has a bit of a special place with me, because since it is quite simple for Shakespeare, it was the one that my parents introduced me to when I was a kid. I think it was the first Shakespeare that I knew very, very well. But my favourite Shakespeare to watch is probably very different to my favourite Shakespeare to read.
Okay, well, what's each of those?
So that's really tricky. To watch on stage, I really like The Merchant of Venice. That always comes across really well on stage. I do like A Midsummer Night's Dream, and I love Hamlet.
Yeah.
And then to read...
Hamlet's my fave.
Yeah, Hamlet's my favourite. Yeah, to read Hamlet, Twelfth Night, and also I like his histories, but I've never seen them on stage. So I like King Lear, I like Henry IV, Henry V, but I've never seen one of his histories done live.
There you go.
So it's on my bucket list. I also see comedies live mostly.
Yeah. I think they're probably more enjoyable to go to.
They draw the audience.
Bit of a better mood and atmosphere. You guys let us know if you've seen Midsummer Night's Dream, what you thought of it, and let us know what your favourite Shakespeare is, because I think it says something about someone what their favourite Shakespeare is.
Really?
Yeah.
How interesting. What does Hamlet say about us?
I don't know.
We're really philosophical.
We're brooding teenagers.
We're depressed, deep thinkers.
Although we just like ghosts. You never know.
That was Gautier, somebody that I used to know. You're listening to the 3 p.m. Takeover with Hope and Victoria. And we are getting through the show, and we are getting through the month. We are getting towards the end of October, which means what, Victoria?
It means it's almost the ultimate spooky time. Halloween, my friends.
Woo woo. I wonder if the clowns will still be out and around by Halloween time.
I wonder how people are going to dress up as clowns for Halloween.
Oh my gosh, that's right.
It's like the ultimate,
it's the in thing
at the moment costume, yeah.
At the moment costume.
It's a few weeks away, but I feel like I don't know. I always like to plan my costume, especially like costume parties. I always like to plan my costume early. So
Are you going to a costume party this year?
Well, it's on a Monday. I haven't. My desk buddy and I really want to get like our department to do something for Halloween, but no one's into it. So we're trying to think of really clever costumes that if you got the reference, it's a costume, but also looks like a normal outfit to wear to work.
What if I never thought about coming to work dressed up.
Yeah, because it's a Monday. If it was like a Saturday or Sunday, it'd be much easier. But look, if you are going to a costume party for Halloween and you're like, what am I going to wear? Hope, Victoria, help me. Don't worry, we got you covered. I've got a list of some easy Halloween costume ideas, and more than half of them you should already have in your wardrobe that you could put together. And then some of them you might need to go to like the craft store to get like a few extra things.
I love it when you get, when you read things and it's like, you can do all these things with stuff you already have.
Although often you read it and you're like,
who has that?
Yeah, often you're like, I don't actually, I know I should have those things, but I don't actually. Yeah. Anyway, but these, I assure you, are very easy. So we'll start with animals. I think a bee is really easy to do.
Yeah.
If you own yellow, here's the thing. If you don't own yellow, maybe don't go for it. But if you own yellow, black tights, yellow skirt, black top, and then just stick like yellow pipe cleaners with pom-poms on the end to a headband you already own.
I'm going to do that for work, I think. I have a yellow work shirt.
Cute.
That's my plan.
If you can get black and yellow striped tights, which I actually have, a friend gave it to me and I'm a little bit too excited. If you have those, even better, because like instant bee.
True.
So yeah, another one to do is a ladybug.
Yeah.
Wear red with like black tights and shoes. Or if I think a lot of these can be male or female. So just wear red. Get black cardboard circles and just stick them to your clothes, and then just wear a headband with like black pipe cleaners and pom-poms on the end. And you're a ladybug. Woo woo. And then another easy one is a spider. Wear some black clothes.
I am a spider, guys.
I think the only thing you'd need to buy for this, not necessarily, but if you get tights and stockings, get 2 pairs, fill them with like newspaper or material, and then stick one on each side, and you have 2 extra legs. And you have 8 legs, and then you can either buy googly eyes and stick 6 on your face next to your eyes, or just paint them on. And you're a spider.
I'm so going to buy 6 googly eyes and just stick them above my eyebrows. Go eyes.
And some other easy ones are to be a scarecrow. You can just get like a flannel shirt and put like bits of straw and hay like in your hair and coming out of your clothes, and then just paint like stitching on your face and your arms. Like you've been stitched up.
That's clever.
Yeah, a floppy hat is optional. That could really tie the look together.
That's true.
And if you want to go very traditional scarecrow, like from Wizard of Oz, do like the dark brown nose.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You got options, guys. Some other options. I think this is a really clever one. Now, I was looking on the internet for easy ideas just to help myself out because I came up with a few, but I found it difficult.
Yeah.
Sims character. Dress in normal clothes, and then you stick like out of cardboard or paper, you can make like that green gemstone and just like stick it to a headband. And you can wear normal clothes and you can just say you're a Sims character. Isn't that clever?
Is so funny.
I think it's a really easy and fun one. Another one you can do, which I have done in past years, is go as Wednesday Addams.
Oh, yeah, you look a bit like Wednesday.
Yeah.
In like a non-bad way.
I've gotten that before.
Except you cut your hair now, so not as much.
Yeah, so when I had much longer hair, I did 2 braids and I wore dark red lipstick, and then I actually have a dress which is like a black short sleeve dress and it has the white collar already. But if you just have a white business shirt and wear like a black top and a black skirt over it, done. Easy. You're Wednesday Addams. Congrats. Welcome to the Addams family.
I've got blonde hair, so that wouldn't work.
Well, if you've got blonde hair, you could be Barbie.
I thought that.
Yep. You could just wear a pink dress and heels. And I wrote as optional is to bring Ken.
Well, I was saying this the other day. I think my boyfriend looks a bit like Ken, like when he's brushed his hair and he's shaved.
Oh, he could, yeah. The way you do the hair.
He looks a bit Ken-like.
Can you please go as Barbie and Ken this year?
Well, we said that we want to go to a party as Barbie and Ken, but we have not had an appropriate invite where we can pull out.
Guess whose next birthday party is a costume party? Mine.
Just so we come as Barbie and Ken.
I'll have like a Christmas costume party.
That would be so great.
Another good one. This is a bit of a throwback for our generation. You can go as Regina George from Mean Girls when they cut the holes in her singlet.
Yeah.
So if you wear a coloured bra underneath and have a white singlet, cut 2 holes and just wear a skirt.
Oh, I was thinking, when you said that, I was thinking of dressing how Regina George dresses in the movie for Halloween, like the bunny costume.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you could do that as well.
That came to mind for me.
But that's much more of a costume than like an easy DIY costume.
True.
If you're a guy, I mean, a girl can do it as well, but it's much easier for a guy. You can always go as the Fonz, a white shirt, jeans, and a black leather jacket. And do your hair kind of gelled up. You could go as a Hogwarts student, just wear like a white shirt and pants or a skirt, i.e. a school uniform, and then you could just like tape your house crest to your shirt or a cape.
Yeah.
Find a stick in your yard and you're ready. Like, it's an easy question.
As easy.
If you want to go the extra level and want to be Harry, just find round glasses and draw a scar on your head. And hey presto, abracadabra.
You're Harry.
You're Harry. And then I think there's the easy ones are always like a cat, a devil, an angel, a witch. But I feel like it's more fun to do something a little more interesting. And look, if all else fails, be as a ghost, cut holes in a sheet, which, you know, is probably expensive because sheets aren't cheap. But if you've got old sheets.
I forgot about doing a ghost type thing.
And bonus, if you want to make it a sexy ghost, just wear a bra on the outside.
Oh my God, I'm doing that.
So yeah, those are my ideas for Halloween this year.
Or just wear normal clothes and a scream mask from the $2 shop.
No, don't be that person. No one likes that person. Don't be a clown because that's not a cool thing
Not
this
in
year.
right now.
No, it's
too
not.
soon.
Yeah, way too soon.
Do you know what I used to like? I always wanted one, but my mum wouldn't let me get one. You know those black onesies that have like the bones on? So you look like a skeleton?
Skeleton.
I've always wanted one of those for some weird reason.
When we were younger, my brother wanted to go as a skeleton and my mom was like, I'm not going to buy a proper costume.
Yeah.
So we got like, he had like an old black long sleeve shirt and she got like white tape and like made a skeleton on the shirt and the pants.
That's cool.
It looked really cool and it worked. And mum, I just love mum to be like, no, we're not going to pay for it. We're going to make our own.
That's really fun.
So mum claims to not be very DIY or creative, but I think I clearly got some of those genes from her. Just looking at something and thinking, I could make that.
My mum is very, very creative. And yeah,
did she make you lots of Halloween costumes?
Yeah, I never bought Halloween costumes.
Nice.
They were always made, but they were pretty normal. I was never that. So this is the thing. As a person, I'm not into dress ups, and I never have been. Even as a child, I never had a dress up box. Like I wouldn't dress up for
missing out.
an event or like a book launch or a movie or anything. I've just never been into it. I don't like it, and so that kind of rolled on to Halloween. So I always would just go as like a witch, a devil, a pirate, like really easy basic things.
Well, I think you should be a sim character.
Yeah.
That could be a really easy
that
one for you.
sounds like a perfect costume for me. And I haven't even dressed up for Halloween since I was like 14 or 15. Like I haven't been invited to a good enough Halloween party where you actually wear a costume.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I went to one last year. A friend, her birthday's around Halloween, so she used to have Halloween like birthday mix, which is fun because then her birthday party would just be a Halloween party. But they're always fun because everyone would go because it's the birthday rather than Halloween. And yeah, it was good. I always enjoyed those.
That's kind of fun. But anyway, if you are going to celebrate Halloween this year, let us know what you are going to wear. Let us know if you decided to use one of our ideas.
Yeah, and send us a photo. I love costume party. I love seeing clever costumes. If you can think
I hate
better,
costumes, but I want to see yours.
There's some really clever costumes out there. So let us know what you do and how you did it. And we'd love to see it. And we'll catch you on the other side of this song. Welcome back. I hope that song made you happy.
Very nice.
It is a happy, fun song. Clapping along. We were definitely enjoying it. Hope you guys were enjoying it for your Wednesday afternoon. You're listening to the 3 p.m. Takeover with Hope and Victoria. And alas, we have reached the end of our show, but
it's always too soon, right?
I know. And we had such good topics this week, except for the clowns. Let's just
creepy but relevant. You need to know.
Yes, true. Watch
out for your suburb on Facebook.
We're being topical. But as it's the end of the show, that means there's only one thing really left to do, which is Suburb Focus.
Hooray! And I'm so excited. So if you have been listening all afternoon, I said right at the beginning of the show that you needed to tune in for Suburb Focus today because it was going to be super interesting and exciting, which it is. So here we go.
You've been keeping it under wraps. I want to know what's going on.
It might be something you already know. I think it's something that I knew, like my parents told me about as a child, but you'll find out.
I mean, I know everything, so probably. No, yeah. I know like nothing.
That's the thing. If you've been a Beaches resident for a number of years, you will remember this. But anyway.
Okay.
So getting started, suburb of the week is Killarney Heights.
Woo!
Woo, nice place. But there's one thing about Killarney Heights. So no one, not even the people that live there, know how to get around. It's something about the way that it's structured.
It is a rabbit warren.
You can't get around.
It is a rabbit warren that the rabbits don't understand.
Everything looks the same. The residents don't know where everything is. It's just the trippiest suburb.
I must say.
But it's nice.
That's true. I've driven through there once and I was like, oh, Kalani Heights shops. And I've driven through again. I swear I take the same roads. And I'm like, where are the shops?
And you don't. You end up in the wrong
turns
place.
out I'm on a completely different area.
It's completely confusing suburb, honestly.
And maybe it's like the staircases in the first Harry Potter movie, like they move.
Yeah.
The streets just move.
I'm sure that they do in Kalani. I'm really sure they do. But anyway, the suburb is well known for its beautiful panoramic views of Middle Harbour, looking down towards the Roseville Catchment and Davidson Park, as well as being the eastern border to Garrigal National Park. So it's a really, really nice place to live. It's going to cost you lots of moolah to live there, especially if you want a good view.
Oh, that sounds so unlike Sydney.
But it's worth it. It's a pretty small suburb. There's only about 5,000 people, and I'm fairly sure that I know nearly all of them. Certainly, there's a couple of streets I'm sure I know every resident.
I learned to swim in Kalani Heights. I went to Kalani Heights Swim School as a young'un.
Here we go.
And that's where my primary school, we had our lessons there as well, but I learnt before that.
What did I do in Kalani Heights as a child? I did maths tutoring in Kalani Heights.
Did you do tennis? Did anyone learn tennis in Kalani Heights?
No, I didn't.
I just make that up?
I learned tennis in Chatswood, but I'd learned, or in Castle Cove, to be precise. But no, I did maths tutoring.
Yeah, I was going to pull you up on that. Thanks for correcting yourself.
In Kalani. This is my story of the suburb. But anyway, it's quite a new suburb. It was only established in the late 1960s.
That is late.
Yeah, interesting story behind it. It was originally called South Forestville. And then after that...
Not quite the same ring to it.
No. And then after that, it was called Heidelberg. And whether or not there's a connection to Germany, I do not know.
Ooh.
But it was called Heidelberg for whatever reason.
That's cool. They should rename it to Heidelberg.
So after the new Roseville Bridge was built in the 60s, which we know... it had its birthday recently. It was in the paper. LJ Hooker went and developed most of the land, which is now Kalani Heights, into houses.
The real estate guy?
Is
like LJ Hooker?
Is in the agency, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah. So they decided to build it because obviously the Roseville Bridge finally connected all of the area to the North Shore, which made it easy. The picnic grounds down below the harbour on the border of Forestville and Roseville Chase were originally named Kalani after Kalanian Island. And that is now how the suburb got its new name. And all of the names of the streets in the suburb are named after places in Ireland.
Oh, that's sweet.
Which I didn't notice until I went past, there's like Blarney Crescent and there's Dublin Street and different ones like that.
It now makes sense. Oh.
Yeah. And anyway, really interesting way to end our show. I have the weirdest ever fact about Kalani.
Okay.
But if you don't know, it will blow your mind. If you do know, it's still exciting.
Okay. I'm excited.
Okay.
I want to know if I'll know it.
So, in 1979, a Lithuanian couple were found in Kalani Heights in the bush who believed that they were being chased by agents from the Soviet Union, and they were found in bushland down near Middle Harbour, having lived in a cave there for 28 years.
What?
Yes.
28 years.
28 years they'd been living in a cave after it seems I read a bit about them. They came to Australia in 1948, went to Perth, and they kept trying to escape, from different migration centres and that kind of thing. Ended up in Parramatta and then disappeared. And then were found 28 years later living in a cave in Kalani Heights.
Oh my gosh.
And it seems that in the whole of the 28 years, they only left the cave for long periods of time twice, and it was only for like a week.
Wow.
So they were living off like berries and grass and rats and stuff.
That is taking
for
Cold
3
War
decades.
Wow.
How crazy is that?
That's longer than you and I have both been alive.
Yeah. 30 years in a cave.
Oh my goodness.
So weird. If you didn't know that, I hope that blew your mind, because that's definitely by far the craziest story we've come across in the whole of Suburb Focus.
Think of all the movies you would have missed and like songs. There'd be so much to catch up on.
Well, just think how many things happened between the
technology
50s and 1979 that you would have missed.
The technology would have just jumped.
Yeah.
It would be so terrifying.
Everything would have done. So
crazy,
guys,
if you guys ever want to time travel, one way to do it is to just go
live
into the bush
in Kalani Heights
30 years and come back, and all the technology will be new and fancy and scary.
Yeah.
That's one way to time travel.
It's
not advised.
It's not advised.
That is insane.
Isn't that just the weirdest thing you've ever heard?
Wow.
Ever.
Do you think they listen to the 3 p.m. Takeover out there in the bush?
I heard that's a pretty good signal.
I mean, it's probably...
I reckon they do.
Of all the things, they're like, we're going to get rid of society, but like, let's listen to the 3 p.m. Takeover.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
But anyway, the only reason actually that they got found after the 28 years is because the wife actually died. And so the husband went and like spoke to some local fishermen to tell them. And then they said, so then obviously like someone came to take.
Oh, for the body.
Yeah. So then obviously someone like came to take him away.
That's so sad.
And then he died, I think, like 2 or 3 years later.
Oh, that's a really sad way to end the show. How dare you?
No, but see, he must have told someone because, like, living on a cave is boring. But if you're alone, like, that's even worse, right?
I don't think that's the reason he did it. We need something happy to end the show on.
I'd live with you in a cave. Aww. I don't know if I'd live with you in a cave for 3 decades.
I don't think I'd live with anyone in a cave for 3 decades. I don't know if I could live in a cave for 3 decades.
Ever.
But I would live in a cave with you for a little while.
Like a week.
Yeah.
That'd be good.
Till we'd covered all the cave space with like
all bases.
With tallies of all our games that
Coming
we play.
to you live next week like, from a cave in Kalani Heights.
The new official HQ for 3 p.m. Takeover.
Oh my god.
Look, guys, have a great week. Avoid clowns and potentially caves.
Yes.
And we'll see you on Friday for the re-takeover. And otherwise, we'll see you next week for a brand new show.